YouTube, what's going on? This is C Mills back here, another video on how to make a canvas brush. Alright guys, so first up you're gonna want to select your selection tool. I've selected like a rectangular square framing because I want it to be more dynamic. You fill it in with black. Alright, that's a base color to work with. And then from here what you're going to do is go to selection and go to modify and feather. I keep it at like around 70 pixels. This is just for the outer area of the brush to give it a more softer touch, right? More fading and so on. So from here you're going to want to define brush preset, and from here you're going to call it whatever you need it to be. I put square canvas. That's what I put for my brush, just to keep it simple. And from here we're gonna test out the brush, right? As you can see, it's more square, it's not round, it gives that effect, but as you can see, it's not really a brush, it just blocks in those blocks. So what you're gonna do is you wanna go to this selection here and select shape dynamic, as well as transfer and smoothing. From here you're gonna want to go to direction, because we want the brush to move with your brush strokes, right? So it follows the path that you set. And make sure pressure sensitivity is on if you are using a tablet. And here now we're gonna use texture. So here I have a couple textures here that I'm using. I'm using a JPEG file with a canvas texture. All right. And from here you're gonna see that you don't really see the texture here. It's just like the regular square brush. And from here you go to mode, and now you can basically select linear burn. That shows all the holes in the canvas now, if you realize. And if you click on color burn, it'll do the same. And if you want to increase the amount of holes or decrease the amount of holes you see, amount of texture you see, you can change the contrast as I'm doing here, the brightness, all of that stuff. So if you want more of the texture to pop out, you can play around with that just to see the best effect you get, and make multiple brushes. So we're gonna test it out here, cause see what we're going. So you can put on your pressure sensitivity up there if you're like, ooh, this is nice, very nice. So you see, I'm painting on a canvas, fam. You can't tell the difference, you understand? You see me? So yeah, looks nice, very well done. You can blend if you like, so it gives you that you're painting on a canvas, the texture and everything. And you can mix up the brushes, you can create different textures, download different textures on Google and so on. So yeah, we're gonna test this brush out right about now, and just test it out on our piece. Why not? Alright guys, so testing out the brush here. In this art piece, I basically told myself, alright, I need to paint like I'm actually painting on a canvas, right? Like in real life, like traditional and shit, right? So I have to say, alright, cool, that means I have to use one layer, right? One layer to paint everything, you get me? And from there it's just like, damn, I've never done this before. I usually use layers, and I can limit my errors as much as possible. However, in this situation, oh no, you don't have that, you understand? So you have to know what you have to do, and you have to use your brush and your paints to erase and change forms of things. So it was interesting. It was a different dynamic, it was a different method, you get me? And it feels nice. You're legit working on one, like the artwork just gets better as you go along. It's like the less you zoom in, the more you appreciate it, because it's like the details show out themselves from afar. You get what I'm saying? Like you can legit, sorry guys, I was just sipping on some coffee. So yeah, like the details basically show themselves when you're zoomed out. It seems more realistic zoomed out, you get me? So very interesting. It's just something that I wanted to do for a while. You get what I'm saying? Like I wanted to do this style for a hot minute, fam. Problem is, I wasn't sure how to tackle it. Yeah, I didn't have the brushes, fam. So I had to look up the brushes and learn how to make my own brushes. You know what I mean? So that made the difference. Trust me, because you don't know what to use. You like here I just downloaded like 3 different canvas textures, and I keep blending them. I keep using them for different parts of the art piece, so it's not too repetitive. You get me? And I was trying to get the colors also, the color blending and the color mixing and all of that together. That's what I was trying to get, the whole proper lighting for the scene. So that was one thing that was pretty difficult, especially getting detail, because you're using the brush essentially. You're using one whole layer, right? One whole of a layer, fam. And you're going kind of feel like, say, yo, this look messy. You understand? They say, yo, this look messy, dog, because like everything just deb out the place, and one bag of brushes and one bag of lines, and it just don't look neat, right? And for me, that bothers me, because I'm just like, damn, this don't look neat. Like I usually complete the characters already in full detail, then I do the background in detail, but this is just starting with the background first, and you kind of blotching in colors to form objects. Basically, that's what you're doing. You're creating the illusion of, oh, that's a tree. When you zoom in more, it doesn't look like a tree anymore. You get me? But it's just like you're using how you perceive something from afar, like exactly how it's placed rather than zoomed in. So it's kind of realistic in a sense where, you're perceiving it how you'd really see it. I know that's some deep thought, that's some deep medicine, fam, but think about it, fam. You know what I mean? Like everything is placed, the foreground, the middle ground, background. You're not zooming in, you get me, to see detail that you wouldn't really be seeing if you're seeing it from your regular eye point of view, right? So that's why from afar it just looks very nice. You can tell what everything is. You're like, okay, from afar I can see that's a house, I can see that's a tree, I can see that's a big mongoose with fiery breath, right? You can see the lighting and everything. So it's just like, it's interesting. And then you learn to kind of go with the flow. Like you basically end up putting a little bit more detail. Just keep putting on layers within that one layer. That's what you're basically doing, right? You're putting layers within that layer, just without the crutch of you can turn this one off or on. You get me? So that's really how a real painter paints. And I was never good at painting. I was always good at drawing people and crayon and charcoal, but painting was just not my thing, fam. The brushes, and they always used to get dry, and I did care about that dip in and a dip out, and it's crazy. But it is a wonderful art and a wonderful skill to have, But I was trying to be strict. I was like, I'm just gonna use one layer and get that done, right? So it was interesting, like especially when I was doing like stuff like the water and stuff like that. It was just the lighting. I had to make sure it shined, like everything that was emitting light would have had to be reflected on the water, because naturally, how light passes on, you're gonna see it. And especially that water area that's in the dark parts, it's gonna be lit up. The wall is gonna be lit up with whatever lighting being glowed from like a sword or the mouth of a mongoose. So yeah, nice. But yeah, that's just very interesting, method, and it was entertaining. I may do more, you guys may see, but remember to look up them textures from brushes, man. Make your brushes, man. To make them customized brushes, man. You know what I mean? That's gonna set you apart, because it's gonna make it look so unique. Trust me. So alright, guys, remember, stay creative, get out there, do your work, get stuff done, man. I'll see you guys in a bit. Liquid warm, my love.